headed down the road. I don't know what it's going to turn into. A solo overnighter. Go fishing with my father-in-law first, and then hike up into the hills on his 1,800-acre ranch. And we'll see how it goes. But here I am, solo overnighter. Got the fire going. I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but in the rain nonetheless. Knee-high flames. I built it up and threw a bunch on. Hopefully they keep going here while it rains. Pretty bad thunderstorm rolling through. At least I don't have to worry about anything else catching on fire, I guess. If I can, that cedar's throwing off some pretty good sparks. But I didn't get out here till late. Got the hammock set up. Oh, you can see it. The hammock, bug net, good old tarp, using the toggles. Great setup. But rain like a son of a bitch. Hopefully that fire will get going. I'll get some coals and then cook my supper. I'm hungry. I haven't ate all day. I'll check back with you in the morning, or unless something goes really wrong. Well, there it is, morning. Made it through tonight. Nothing too spectacular. Thunderstorms on and off all night. Good heavy rain. I mean, it was pouring. Enough that this pot of water isn't brown because it's tea. It's brown because of the tannins off the tree. But I set it up underneath the corner of the tarp over here under my drip line coming off the hammock, and was able to get that much water. But got breakfast cooking here. The water's already boiled. I'll let it cool down a little bit and I'll make some oatmeal. As you can see, I got the Spam on stick. It's working pretty good. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. Couple things from the bush class. I don't know if you can see my chain hanging there, but all it is a chain with 2 hooks on each end. And they, just like Sergeant Mack showed in his entry into the pot hangers, but you can adjust it, and that's the only thing holding that tripod together is that chain. So it makes it pretty quick, easy. Beautiful morning out though. Beautiful morning. And what's great is this big old oak tree that I'm under. And yes, I checked for dead branches before I set my tarp and hammock up. But see if we can show this pretty easily. This tree here is the one that provided the firewood for this morning, since the sun had dried it partially. Did one stick fire. But I don't know if you can tell that, but hidden in the shadows is that beautiful woodland camouflage tarp. Just like the Bushcraft USA ones. It blends in pretty good in my environment. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning in the Sandhills of Nebraska. We'll go for a hike here later and I'll show you a little more of the hills, but overall, overnighter went really well so far. I thought I should show a little bit about my sleeping setup. Just a casually blanket as the ground cloth, and it worked really well, keeping me dry as usual. My 10x12 tarp hung with a toggle method. Got the drip lines coming down here, which worked really well when it poured last night. And my Grand Trunk single travel hammock. with my homemade bug net. All it is some tooling, and if you can see, I use the button method on each end. Then I also use the button method here and here, and then I put some shock cord on it that I had with me, and another piece, so that as I lay in it, it actually keeps that, if you can see it, keeps it tight, and it works really well. Oh, and I used a 550 cord ridge line. It's not structural or anything, but it just holds the bug netting up, and it worked really good. I don't see myself buying a made bug net, because I think I have all of, maybe 4 yards of fabric, and that cost me $1 a yard, so $4 into my bug net that places are selling for 59 bucks. And you know, it worked pretty good. I thought about maybe sewing these in at some point instead of having the rocks, but the rocks are working just fine. It packs up into the same stuff sack it came with, so I think I'll keep using it. Thought I'd go over the gear that I brought along on my overnighter, and it's what I usually take on all my overnighters. It's a little excessive, but I knew it was going to rain, so I made sure I brought some extra gear just in case. First thing, a millet pack. It's an older one, canvas model. Great pack. There we go. Picked it up at Salvation Army for like $4. Starting left to right. Water bottle, GSI cup, zebra pot with insert, which stores inside of it. A kneeling pad, sitting pad, whatever pad. Leather gloves, Trangia setup. It's not as fancy as Sporks, but it works. The fuel, this handy little trowel. Small Gerber folding saw, because I knew I wasn't going to have to process a lot of wood. There's a lot of down wood. Mountain Hardware, I think it's rated to 30 degrees sleeping bag. Believe it or not, that's a poncho liner. Those two combined with my Grand Trunk hammock worked great, and I don't leave home without my Thermarest pillow. That thing's the bomb. My first aid kit, fix-it kit, thanks to Ohio Woodsman. These were required last night with all that rain. My earplugs, bug spray, concealed carry, an extra long sleeve shirt just in case, Gore-Tex jacket. This is my ditty bag. It's got my food in it, spices and whatnot. Just like Iowa Woodsman, I'm a Zebra Light convert. This thing's the bomb. Simple candle lantern. A radio that's got NOAA weather channel on it. I wanted to make sure I stayed on top of the weather last night. Small neck knife. And on this trip I brought my DP Campmaster. Great knife. Fire kit, which has got flint and steel and whatnot in it. 550 line kit. I keep my braided ridge line in that one. The tarp, it's not in there right now because it's still set up. A book, that was great last night during the rain, so I had something to do. A notebook. I think everybody should take a notebook along with them. I just, jot down ideas, trips, stuff like that, simple stuff. Journal of sorts. A little bit of an artist, so I draw once in a while. Then also, stuff that I want to remember how to do when I get out to the field. These are all different pot hangers. I've got some trap ideas in here. Just some simple shit. Stuff I've tried, stuff I want to remember, and it's nice to have to write down your thoughts. And then on top of all that, I also had my boonie hat to keep the sun out of my eyes. Bug net, which I haven't needed yet, but it packs down super tiny. So, cravat, you know, the general towel, whatever, grabbing the pot out of the fire type of stuff. Some sunflower seeds, something to munch on, and my little day hike kit, which has got a PSK in it, a small first aid kit, some toilet paper and whatnot, and then got my emergency shelter kit in there, which is my Bushcraft USA survival tarp, line kit, and then there's a survival blanket in there too. Works pretty slick. Anyway, that's my setup. One thing that I almost forgot to cover, brought along my Ontario 12-inch machete. Took care of any chopping duties I needed today, and I gotta say that it performed excellent. I don't find myself needing an axe in a summer environment. I either take this machete or I've started using a cold steel trail hawk once in a while, but I still prefer this big chopper. It does what I need it to do. Oh, and can't forget the ground tarp. And it all fits into this pack pretty handily. So that's what I used. I can't say that I forgot anything. The only other thing I would have liked to have was maybe a companion to talk to, because it got a little boring in the middle of the night. I don't know, I like solo tripping, but I'm more of a social camper, I think. Anyway. Well, here we are. A little hike just to show you what landscape's like. You can see is a rolling hills with pockets of cedars and oak is what's on this property mainly. There's some other hackberries and whatnot here and there, but it's mainly cedars and oak. You can see it goes for quite some ways. Pretty country. It's kind of rough on the guy. I'm out of shape. There are sources of water out here though. I don't know if you can see it. Off over that way there's a nice livestock tank with a fresh well. And then down over here there's a pond. It'd be a last resort for drinking water, but it's water. Pretty country. Not out in the middle of nowhere. So it's pretty nice. Borders this property. I got there, but town's that way. Love it up here though. Plentiful in game. Lots of turkey and deer. And believe it or not, right over there about 2 miles, there's a high fence elk hunting outfitter. So it's pretty nice. Borders this property. I got free range of it. It's just a little far to drive is all. About a 2-hour drive from where I live, and I can't get up here near as much as I'd like. The area is plentiful with other kinds of plants. There's a lot of yucca up here. Once you start getting up over the hill over there, plenty of other wild edibles. So far today I've come across milkweed, thistle. Of course I'm under instructions from the father-in-law. Any thistle I see I'm supposed to kill, but hey, I don't have that much time. I don't know, overall it's been a good trip. Hope to make it back up here soon. Maybe next time I'll bring somebody from the farm up here and they can enjoy this as much as I do. Because pretty much as far as you can see, I can go. So it's pretty cool. And it's not public, it's private land, so I'm very fortunate, I know that.